Ask the Expert, brought to you by Auger Hollingsworth.
It is time to Ask the Expert on Your Morning Ottawa. Today, we are talking about safety, stairs, and your responsibility as a homeowner. And it's so great. If you have any questions for us, send them our way, 613-789-6559 and extension 2803, Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca as well. We have Calla Rose. She's here from Auger Hollingsworth to take your questions this morning. Calla, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming in here.
Thank you for having me.
You know, our viewers will watch and they'll go, okay, what do I need to know here? Some might be homeowners. Some may have actually experienced an injury on stairs and, you know, they weren't the homeowner. They were on somebody else's property. So we're here to find out what are your rights and what are your responsibilities. Okay, so first off, how common are these kind of slips and falls and injuries on stairs?
So they're actually very common, and they can be common all year round. It's interior and exterior stairs. Although obviously with exterior stairs in the winter in Ottawa, you've got more considerations to think about. So in our practice, we see a lot of injuries, unfortunately, from stairs, and because of the momentum when you're falling.
Oh, it's terrible.
Stairs, when you fall down the stairs, you can see some really serious injuries. We also see people fall upstairs as well.
Oh, yeah.
So that can happen in homes, restaurants, businesses, commercial spaces, things like that.
Okay, so in terms of indoor staircases, what kind of scenarios are we talking about that you can find yourself in?
Where you're injured?
Yes.
Okay, so you can find yourself in situations where you fall upstairs.
That's
so
wild, right? Upstairs, like you just miss a step or something.
You can either miss a step or I think people, they might have some muscle memory with stairs because there's very strict regulations with the Ontario Building Code about how high stairs need to be. So that's the riser and how deep they need to be, which is the tread. And so even if things are just a little bit off, you can find yourself tripping. And if you can catch yourself on a railing that's there, it's usually not an issue.
Okay, that's right.
But that's another safety consideration. So if there's a railing that's falling out of a wall, or it's just not there, or it's not continuous, or it's not compliant, it's not something that you can grab onto, then you can injure yourself.
Okay, but Calla, how do you know? You're the owner of the property. You've got the stairs, you've got the railing. How do you know if it's safe?
So I think there's different considerations if you're a homeowner, and then also if it's a residential home versus a commercial space. So commercial spaces, decisions by judges, courts, generally they want you to have inspections, maintenance, routine things like that. If there's any damages to the stairs, then they want you to be attending to that very quickly. So they're going to be looking at things like in a home or a commercial space, lighting. How about carpeting? So there's no torn carpeting or things coming up. The treads and risers are a uniform size according to the building code, things like that. And even like the nosing of a stair is important. Like if it's sharp, you could cut yourself falling upwards.
Ooh, that's true. Yeah. Okay, so you talked about commercial property. What about residential properties, and what do homeowners need to be aware of so that their property, their stairway is safe?
Well, there would be some considerations for indoor versus outdoor. So outdoor, just like anyone, you want to make sure that your stairs are cleared of snow, of ice, that you're applying salt, that you have a handrail that someone can grasp onto. So you don't want open stairs, but fencing is not enough. You have to have a handrail. So I've seen some people's houses with picket fences or things like that along stairs, but you do need a handrail so as someone does trip or slip, they have something to grab onto.
So if somebody trips or slips on your property as a homeowner, are you held responsible necessarily?
Not necessarily, but you definitely can be. There has to be a connection between someone's fall and their injury and the condition of your stairs. And so if it's not compliant with the Ontario Building Code, that's an issue. If there's other things like lighting or deterioration of stairs, like you can see outside, especially with winter, crumbling concrete or decking porches and things like that, if there's no traction, if they're rotten stairs, things like that. So you have to be careful with that.